Thanks for joining us on a Friday night. We begin with breaking news. The Texas Supreme Court is halting a lower court's ruling that would have allowed a pregnant woman from Dallas to get an abortion. Now, that ruling coming down in just the last half hour from the higher court after the Attorney General, Ken Paxton, asked justices to get involved to stop that Dallas woman from getting an abortion. KVUE's Kelsey Sanchez joins us here in the studio with how we got to this point. Kelsey.
Good evening, Brian. The Texas Supreme Court is temporarily halting the lower court's order so justices have more time to fully consider this case. Now, this all stemmed from a lawsuit from Kate Cox, a Dallas woman who says her pregnancy is threatening her life, and if she makes it to term, the baby will likely not make it. Thursday, a Travis County district judge gave the green light for 31-year-old Kate Cox to get an abortion. But Attorney General Ken Paxton wants to put a stop to it. In a letter to the Texas Supreme Court, Paxton argued the plaintiffs, Cox, her husband, and her doctor, failed to prove to meet the medical exceptions within state law to have an abortion. The state's attorneys wrote, quote, "Each hour this restraining order remains in place is an hour that plaintiffs believe themselves free to perform and procure an elective abortion. Nothing can restore the unborn child's life that will be lost as a result," end quote. Separately, Paxton sent a letter to the hospitals where Cox's doctor can practice, saying the restraining order won't stop them from facing legal action if they allow the abortion. But in response to the state's letter to the Supreme Court, attorneys for the Center for Reproductive Rights said the AG can't ask for the court to get involved, while also saying the restraining order doesn't matter. They wrote, quote, "Plaintiffs agree that urgent action from this court is necessary, specifically to remind the Attorney General that he does not exist outside the systems of law of which he is an officer and that he must follow court orders just like the citizens he purports to serve," end quote. After Thursday's ruling, Cox's attorney said the state can't dismiss these legal objections to state law.
The state of Texas appears to think that no one ever will ever have the ability to come to the courts and seek relief against their cruel abortion bans. They think that they're just completely immune from judicial review.
Now, in the last half hour, the Center for Reproductive Rights sent us a statement saying while the state Supreme Court is temporarily blocking the restraining order, they hope justices ultimately reject the state's request because they say the longer they wait, the more dangerous it is for Kate. Brian?
Kelsey Sanchez with us here in the studio tonight. Kelsey, thanks. Now, this is separate from a challenge to the abortion law that's already made its way to the state Supreme Court. Last month, state Supreme Court justices heard arguments on a case from 20 women and 2 doctors who claim the term medical emergency in Texas abortion law is too vague, so doctors don't know when abortions are allowed. Justices are deciding if a lower court can block certain parts of the law, and this case makes its way through the court, as this case makes its way through the courts. Now, justices may not issue a ruling in that case until next summer.